Hello, in this video, we will try to simulate an insecure Captcha attack on a local website using Burp Suite. The first thing we did is setting up the server or the dummy website. Here we can see that this is the website to be attacked. The site's address is localhost since it is run with an Apache service. We can also see that this website have a login and registration module. The login module does not seem to have a protection against a brute force attack like a CAPTCHA, unlike the registration module, which has one. Let's try to register a user to verify if the system is actually functional. This CAPTCHA seems to be version 2. The registration seems to be successful. Let's see from the database if the user is actually registered. With this, we can see that the user is actually registered. Now, let's try to find vulnerabilities from the registration process with the use of Burp Suite. However, we need to configure first the Burp Suite to make sure that the exploitation will be successful. We made this project as a temporary one for us to immediately start the process. As you can see, Burp Suite boasts many features that we can utilize to penetrate systems. However, in this case, we will only be using the proxy feature of the Burp Suite. We can use Burp Suite's built-in browser, but we went and made an alternative method which will require additional steps. First, we installed an extension that is called Proxy Proxy. This extension will redirect the HTTP requests into the address and port where the Burp Suite will be listening. We will be then adding a proxy in Foxy Proxy. The title can be anything, but we will call it as Burp for now. The proxy type shall stay the same. The proxy IP must be the same where the Burp Suite will be listening. The same goes for the port. To know the address and the port, we first need to go to Burp Suite and the proxy settings. We see that it listens to localhost and with the port of 8080. Next, we need to install the port swigger certificate in our browser. We can do such by typing in Burp Suite in the address bar. Make sure first that the newly created proxy is enabled, then click on the CI certificate. We will need to install the downloaded certificate. We can do such by going to Settings, search for Certificates, and select View Certificates. Then click on Import and select the downloaded file. Then make sure to check the Trust this CA to identify websites and click OK. After doing such, we've successfully configured Burp Suite. We are now able to see HTTP requests made by the browser. Let's try to register another user. We see that it's successful in registering a user. The next step is to go to Burp Suite and find the possible HTTP request that has a post method. This specific request, we see that it contains the different information of the user that was registered moments ago. However, let's first try to analyze the other requests if there are any that we can also use. Let's then move on by sending this specific request into the repeater. Repeater has the ability to send and modify the parameters of a request and see its response. Let's try to modify some of the parameters here. Click Send to execute the request. In this example, we can see that there were no responses to UI, but we are able to see where it will be redirected. In the database, we can see that there are two instances now of the user with the same email and information. It is apparent that the system's column constraint is manually coded. Let's try to send more requests. In the database, we can confirm that the several requests made were successful as it created several users that all has the same values of information. Let's now try to log in using the credentials of an exposed user. Upon trying to log in the user, the system cannot seem to do so. But logging in other users' credentials still seem to work. Upon performing the attack, we see that there are things that the developers could have used. First, they could have made the table of their databases to accept unique values rather than manually coding the uniqueness of a value, especially dealing with its user's email. Second, we see that we were able to create multiple accounts of a user despite it having a Captcha feature. This basically rendered the Captcha feature to be useless. Finally, comparing the attack that we did on the VWA, the level of this is similar to a medium level of security in insecure Captcha. That is all. Thank you.